Greetings, my excellent friends. It is Friday, December 29th, 2023, here in beautiful, sunny, but kind of chilly Tokyo, Japan. You got the Hobby Drifter here once again, and I'm back with another video, probably the last of this year. Thanks everybody for all the likes and views on my previous video about how collecting Transformers in Japan has changed over the recent years, and not for the better. But I felt a little bit bad about that because that is more negative than I like to go on these videos. I do enjoy collecting, especially now as I'm getting to the end of what I've been after for all these years. So I wanted to talk about how collecting here can sometimes be really great. And I'm going to start off with a story that's basically the opposite. So what you're looking at here is the Legacy Power Morpher. It was released by Bandai in the West for the 20th anniversary of Power Rangers, so 10 years ago now. And at the time I had some different collecting goals. I was looking to just do maybe one small-ish shelf of the nostalgic stuff that I remembered from childhood. And Power Rangers was probably number 2 on my to represent list. Number 1 and 2 being like Ghostbusters and Transformers, and that order can switch. So at the time I was thinking, a Megazord or a set of the figures or whatever, that would probably take up a little bit more space than I would really want. But hey, this thing, fairly small, especially if I toss the packaging, which I was absolutely planning to do. So I really wanted to get my hands on one of these, and at the time I was living in Kyushu. Kyushu doesn't have a lot of import toy stores. There's a couple of Mandarake stores that are extremely hit or miss on import stuff, and it was way more miss back at the time. But I could not, to save my life, get my hands on one of these things, and none of the online retailers that had them in stock were willing to ship to me in Japan, and none of the people on eBay selling them for crazy amounts of money were willing to ship to me either, despite being offered a frankly ludicrous amount of money. Like when I thought this was going to be the only Power Ranger thing I ever needed to buy again, I was willing to put out some money to get it to me. And no dice. Nobody could or would help me out until finally a guy on Ranger Board offered me, and I think he was not expecting this deal to go through, but he basically offered to trade this for essentially the entirety of the Gokaiger line. He wanted like all of the mecha and also the Gokai Galleon Blaster, which at the time, not super expensive. I was able to go to the at the time new book off in Tenjin and get all of what he wanted for about $100 US, and shipping it to him probably cost about that much as well. But I was happy that the trade went through. I was super excited when this arrived in the mail, and it has proudly been in my collection for 10 years. I've since bought 3 more remolds or whatever of this same thing, and I absolutely love them all. But it was a ridiculous process to go through to get this toy into my collection. And this was not a lone incident. The other one that I could talk about is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1990 movie figures from NECA, which, for my money, the best set of those figures, of those characters ever. They're wonderful. But the only way to get them was to be at San Diego Comic-Con and win a lottery, and assuming you could do that, then somehow get them back to me at the time it was Tokyo. And it was so frustrating to me as a toy collector, because I've never really enjoyed the thrill of the hunt, and I especially don't love the thrill of the online hunt, because the thrill of that is basically just, money, which not a great time. So I was very, very frustrated, and a couple of my friends, Vonnie and Ian, helped me out getting those. Thank them forever. But that's something that I really do enjoy about buying new toys here in Japan, and this has only gotten better as the years have gone on. Toys here have a specific release date, and I mean that I say all, but I'm sure there might be an exception or two, but none that I'm aware of. Toys have a specific release date, which means that if you are the kind of person who enjoys buying stuff from brick and mortar stores, if you go on that day, it's usually a Saturday, you go Saturday morning, you can generally get what you want, as long as you know that the store is going to carry it, and that's a whole other bag of clams. But traditionally, if you want like the new thing that's being released, you go that Saturday morning to like Toys R Us, Yodobashi, Big Camera, those places, and you can get it. But what's even better is that, again, with, I'm sure, very, very few exceptions, if you want a figure or a toy or something like that, a collectible, it goes up for pre-order online well in advance, and sometimes that means Amazon, sometimes it means Rakuten, sometimes it means the specialty stores like the Bandai Namco shop or the Takara Tomy Mall, which you can argue about their pricing on exclusive stuff, but you can get it. There has not been a figure, model kit, anything that I have wanted to get as far as Japanese stuff goes, that I've been worried that I'm not going to get it for many, many years, because the process for this stuff is usually figure is announced either at a show, in a magazine, or at one of these online reveal things, and then it goes up for pre-order on Amazon, Rakuten, Takara Tomy Mall, whatever, like immediately, like almost definitely within 24 hours. You get your pre-order in, and these are usually pretty far in advance, like 6 months plus. And you make your order. Some of them you have to pay immediately. With Amazon, you don't pay until the thing ships, which is great, because if the price dips for even like a day, you get that lower price, which is good for me. And that's been the case with, if not everything, then almost everything I've wanted to get for at least the last 5 years or so. Any Figuarts thing, like I got the new Vader with the Obi-Wan cracked helmet thing, pre-ordered that day one, got it. I actually got it the day before it was released, because with the mail system sometimes you do get it before. But books, games, if you pre-order a game or something, it arrives the morning of release. It's great. It's absolutely fantastic. At no point in the last however many years have I had to go, haunt a retail store. I haven't had to go to like Toys R Us or whatever, every day for a week, just waiting for it to hit shelves. When stuff does hit shelves, it does it, the evening before the day of release. So when they open the doors, boom, you go in, you get what you want. You generally know which stores carry which things. So if if I want to buy a new Transformer that for some reason I didn't pre-order, I know to go to the Yodobashi camera in Kawasaki Station. If I want to get a new Figuarts thing that isn't exclusive to the online store, I know I have to go to either the Yodobashi or the Big Camera in that same area. It's great. It is just such relief to be able to know that I'm going to be able to get the stuff that I want right after it's announced. I might have to wait 6 months, 8 months, sometimes even 10 months for these things, but I'm not going to have to worry about not getting it and then having to pay scalper money, or like bringing it back to this Power Morpher here, not even being able to get it from a scalper. So that is how buying toys in Japan is great. It has been getting better with Western stuff. You say what you want about the evil blood-sucking company that is Amazon, but I had zero difficulty getting any of the new Lightning Collection Power Rangers or the reissued Ghostbusters, the reissued Real Ghostbusters stuff. Very smooth, very easy. Shipping, not cheap, but not outrageous like it sometimes is on eBay, where you pay a premium for the inconvenience of having to ship internationally. And by the way, folks, shipping to Japan is not difficult. Like the address is generally longer than you would see for American addresses. Usually they're just longer. It's partially because most streets in Japan don't have names, but it's not that difficult. Don't be put off by the perceived difficulty of filling out the customs label or what have you. So that's it. That's all I got for today. This thing, the Power Morpher, fantastic. Absolutely. Even after all I had to go through to get it, just a wonderful, wonderful thing. I am exquisitely happy with it. It is the Power Morpher that I wanted as a kid that I never got, because they were, getting Power Ranger stuff those first couple of years, that's a whole other can of worms there. But the original one in the States, it was inaccurate. It said like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The thing was, the stickers were on upside down. The coins were just shiny plastic, and it didn't include the holster. I did have the Geodanger version of the Dino Buckler, the original, like the 90s version, but that got sold off when I moved from my first apartment. So having this like with the Power Ranger stickers, the coins are metal, that it's printed the right side up, includes the holster, feels good in your hand, just wonderful. That's why I bought this one. I bought the Green Ranger Morpher, which that was so much easier. Dude on Bot Talk, I think it was Derek, was just, oh yeah, I can get one. Price and shipping. Awesome, dude. Thank you, Derek. If it was Derek. Pretty sure it was Derek. Then the Geodanger versions, the Super Sentai Artisan ones. You know how I got those? I pre-ordered them from the website when they went up for sale. Because they were like, pre-orders are going to be open for this amount of time. Get your pre-order in that time. You're guaranteed one, and got them. And I still have all 4 of them in my collection. Every now and then I think, do I really need all of these? And every time I come back to yes, until I saw that the green one was selling for like $800 on eBay, and I was thinking, well, maybe I don't, but it's pretty. It's pretty. Anyway, I am planning on taking 2024 off from toy collecting, so I'm making this to remind myself that I have had a great time collecting toys in Japan, and I will get back to it at some point. But for now, I've got pretty much what I need in my collection, and I'm going to enjoy some other hobbies in 2024. So that's all from me, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great New Year's. Take care. Remember, trans rights are human rights, and happy hobbying.